Rights are on my mind. Oftentimes when I hear people speaking of my rights, I am left with the impression that they believe their rights are something they are entitled to, which implies it is something that is granted by a higher power than me. This is frequently wrong. And it is wrong for good reason that may be hard for those living in our postmodern culture to accept. Our rights, yours and mine, are not granted by a church or by the government, and certainly not by some autocrat or king. Our rights, as made clear in the Constitution, a modern culture masterpiece, are given to us by you and me, collectively, the people. You need look no further than the preamble to see that the source of our national power, and alongside that our rights, is the people. They are granted by us through our elected representatives, our state and national legislatures. I think this is why our Constitution is a modern culture masterpiece, and why it has had such resilience. But we are no longer a modern culture with our individual and collective actions and words being increasingly aligned to the skepticism and cynicism and non-rationality of postmodernism. This shift is putting stress on our Constitution and the processes for governance by self thus established. And in this way, our rights are likewise under stress, with these stresses increasingly visible as we incredulously watch the workings of all three branches of our federal government and the governments of our states as well. Since our founding, our rights have always been subject to debate and to change. Our Constitution was written first without enumerated rights. But wiser heads prevailed and resulted in adoption of the Bill of Rights to achieve ratification. To these were added rights enumerated in the 13th, 15th, 19th, and 26th Amendments. While these enumerated rights are subject to challenge and reinterpretation, they have the standing of having been previously reviewed and ratified by a clear majority of the people. Rights granted by the courts have not fared as well. All of this confirms to me that our rights are agreements between individuals desiring them and a large majority of the people promising to protect them. The implication is that when discussing your or my rights, it is prudent to know whether these rights have in fact been agreed to by the people through processes established by the Constitution. If they have not, then they are only a hoped-for right that will need to be argued in a way that clears the high hurdles for an agreement that the right will be protected by the people. This further implies that the justification will need to be clear and compelling to a vast majority of people, many of whom will have very different ideas on what should be a right and at what cost. It is unlikely that these arguments will be won by trying to strong-arm or demean or refusing to see the issues surrounding the desired right through the eyes of everyone else. The same is absolutely true if your desire is to take away or reduce the scope of a right already granted. Gosh, this self-governance stuff is really hard. Oh well.